Ceramic tile is great for high traffic areas in your home, or for rooms like this bathroom that have a lot of moisture. In this episode of Around the House, we'll show you how to install a new tile floor and give you tips on how to make it easier. Before you start, make sure that the underlayment and subfloor has been prepared properly. It needs to be level and clean before any tiles can be laid. You can reference our Around the House episode on preparing your floor for tile installation at Menards.com for further instruction. To begin, sweep the area to get rid of any debris. Then, dry fit your tiles over the underlayment using spacers. When you reach an area where a tile will need to be cut, carefully mark your tiles and use a straight edge for accuracy. Use a wet saw for intricate cuts. For simple straight cuts, a dry tile cutter can be used. When you're ready to lay your tile, prepare a thin-set mortar like Ultraflex 3 by Mapei to the recommended consistency. Ultraflex 3 is a premium-grade tile mortar with polymer. It offers superior adhesion to the underlayment, making it ideal for outdoor or indoor settings that receive a lot of traffic. When you're ready to begin, take a damp sponge and wipe over the underlayment to get rid of any dust. Then, spread the prepared mortar over the underlayment using the smooth side of a notch trowel. The size trowel you use will depend on the size tile being installed. The larger the tile, the deeper the notches must be. When spreading mortar, stay within sections that you can easily reach. Then hold the trowel at a 45-degree angle and use the notched end of the trowel to comb over the thin set. Place your tiles in the mortar one at a time and firmly press each down, moving it back and forth in the opposite direction in which the trowel lines run. This will help the mortar spread out evenly and stick to the back of the tile. Next, insert spacers to keep an even distance between each one. About every 10 minutes, pick up a tile to make sure the mortar is adhering to at least 80% of the back surface. For small pieces or tile that may need extra mortar, back butter them using a margin trowel. Ever so often, use a rubber mallet to lightly tap down each tile to set them into place. Also, remember to check every few rows that the tiles are level with one another. If some are lying higher than others, use a rubber mallet or your hand to push them down. After all of your tiles are laid, you will need to allow the mortar to set for at least 12 hours before walking on them. Once it's ready, you can pry the spacers from between the tiles using a spacer puller. Next, use a wet sponge to wipe away any excess mortar on the tiles. To finish the job, apply grout between the tiles. This OptiColor grout by Mapei comes in 36 different colors, is stain-free, and never needs sealing. Mix the grout according to the directions. When finished, scoop some grout onto the floor. Using the appropriate grout float, push the grout into the grout joints. To wipe away excess grout, tip your float at a 45-degree angle and scrape it across the tiles diagonally so the edge of the float does not slip into the grout lines. Next, take a scrub pad, dip it into clean water, and begin removing the excess grout. Once the grout is loosened by the scrub pad, wipe the tiles in a diagonal direction with a damp sponge, making sure to keep it flat. Use each side of the sponge once, then rinse in clean water. Keeping a bucket of water nearby will make this easier. Finally, wait for the grout to dry. Then, if needed, wash any remaining haze on the tile surface with soap and water. Following these simple steps will give you the ability to do this seemingly difficult job with ease. For more information on installing a ceramic tile floor, stop into your local Menards and talk with a friendly team member.